Hi, Deborah Roth from Spirited Living, and I am delighted to be back for my 12th and final installation in the year-long series I've been doing through the Wellness Universe. What's your JQ? Embracing joy as a core life skill. A big one. And this month, we'll be looking at kind of bringing it all together, really, in a lot of ways. We'll be looking at how we can live JOYELY as a lifestyle. JOYELY is the name of the organization that really introduced this notion. It's kind of amazing to me that nobody had ever thought about JQ before, Joy Intelligence. So lots of great input from them for this whole series, and I've been so thrilled to share it with you all. If you are watching this for the first time on YouTube, definitely make sure that you go to the Wellness Universe. I put the link in the description below on YouTube. And really, they are a wonderful resource, both for practitioners. If you are a mind, body, spirit, mental, whatever you're doing, be sure to check them out. And of course, if you're looking for any sort of wellness resources, they're just a wonderful community. So let's look at this idea of what does it mean, and you can probably figure it out if you've been following the series along. What I mean when I'm talking about what's a joyly lifestyle. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about the chair of joy, and I always save time to lead you through a chair of joy, the last one in this series. And it really is about making joy a deliberate part of your everyday life. And that can look like a whole bunch of different things. You are very intentional about it. You create an environment that's a joyful one for you, maybe not every moment, but that has elements there. You adopt a mindset that makes a point of looking for the good. We're not talking about being Pollyanna. We're talking about really exploring the whole range of emotions and understanding that we need to live. And in fact, we're able to embrace joy more fully if we're also living through and experiencing the tougher emotions, anger, sadness, frustration, all of those, to be in that, to feel all the feels, as we like to say nowadays. So that reminds us to just give ourselves a little grace and to really focus on our self-care practices, especially in those difficult, challenging times. Now, what it means when I talk about adopting a joyful mindset, it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't mean walking around with a big fake smile on your face, but really, when you are faced with challenges, to look at what might an opportunity be in this, or what can I learn from this? Now, sometimes in the moment you may not be able to discover that, but it really, if you can pause and sink into some of those joyful practices that hopefully you've begun to establish for yourself, and I talk about some of them in the blog and the description. How do we nurture our relationships in a joyful way? We create quality time. We make sure that we are finding a joy tribe, that we're not surrounding ourselves with naysayers and with people who bring us down. And of course, what joy means is going to be different for many people. For me, I have, and this is one of the things that the actionable steps that I'll talk about in a minute. One of the things that I do is I love my office. I'm not going to move the camera around and show you, but I have pictures of all my grandchildren and my children, and I've got wonderful mementos that people have given me or sent me over the years. Wonderful. I've got a little altar that has, among other things, has my own little joy star that one of my granddaughters wrote on for me, the 4 steps of the chair of joy: sit, breathe, think, feel, with joy in the middle and a little smile face up there. I do things like wear my Om earrings, if you can see them. So little things like that. My necklace actually is a gift from some of my grandkids, and one of the little crystals I have on it is a yellow one, and I'm blanking out right now what the gem is, but yellow, orange, those are joy colors. Not necessarily in my color palette, but think about what colors, what visual things around you want to create that help you really elevate your joy mindset. So we have looking at enhancing our mental well-being with increasing our mindset, with nurturing positive relationships. Sustainability is another aspect. And what do I mean by that? Sustainable joy is when you find things that you can ride consistently through your day, which is sometimes easier said than done. It's more about coming to a place, and I think for me, it's starting my day with what I call my morning meds, my morning meditations, and checking in throughout the day, really making sure that you can get grounded, that you can find a spot, a place of inner peace and contentment in your life, to make sure that you are you're not, it's not about chasing the highs. It's about looking for an even level that's just an elevated level. It doesn't have to, so that you're not living in despair, and that you're not bouncing off the ceilings, always trying to make things look happy and gay when you're not feeling that way. And I've talked about some of the, I want to make sure I don't miss anything looking at my notes. So it's about your environment, which I definitely do. And it's healthy routines. It's making sure you're eating well, that you're moving or exercising. I have music going all day. That's one of the things that really nurtures me. And when there's a song comes on that I particularly love, then I get up and I dance. So what are some of the things, what are some of the really nurturing self-care routines that you can commit to in order to keep this notion, this energy of sustainable joy? And then finally, and I touched on this a moment ago, it's about really creating an emotional flow, that doesn't mean that you don't have highs and lows, that you don't want to suppress the low ones or grasp when you've got a joyful moment. What it does allow you to do, though, is to ride with them, to face challenges, to face difficult emotions, and let yourself go through it gently, which then means when you come to the joyful ones, to pause there too. Take a moment to acknowledge that this is the center point that you want to come to. You always want to be able to come back to this balanced place, that joy is at the core. You'll be more resilient, more creative. You'll just generally feel more connected to the people around you. So I go into more detail in the blog, but some of the very specific things I talk about are that you can actually do, actions that you can take, are having a joy ritual in the morning. I've shared my little joy thing. Mindful transitions, which basically means even if you're just walking to the car, in the morning, or if you're brushing your teeth, sometimes when I take a shower, when you're doing things, just everyday things, just take a moment to look around and appreciate where you are. Maybe if you've got a mantra, if you like to sing, any one of those things you can do in one of those transitional moments over the course of the day. Over dinner, and we've in the U.S. we've just come through Thanksgiving. We don't need to just isolate those feelings and those expressions of gratitude one time a year. I write one little thing, and many people keep a whole journal on their attitude of gratitude, on coming up with something that they're grateful for the day. And then one of the last actions, as I've also mentioned, is to look at how you can create your environment as a joy-friendly space, as a joyful space. So you can look at more of those in the blog and the description. Now I just want to lead you through one final chair of joy together. So let's close our eyes and just settle in. Sit, the first stage of our sit, breathe, think, feel meditation exercise with the chair of joy. Feel yourself sitting, maybe conjuring up a special chair. The one I'm in is actually a very special one for me. And then breathing, just taking a moment to take a few deep breaths, to breathe in joy, and to release, let go, surrender, unload anything that doesn't support that right now. And then just take a moment to come up. Let's try that idea of just thinking of a joyful moment, something that made you happy over the course of the day, just today, some little moment. could be very simple. And hold that. Recreate that as this visceral moment. Seeing, tasting, touching, hearing, who are you with? And then the final stage, that's the feel stage. Sit, breathe, think. Sorry, that's the think phase. The feel is just feel the flow of that joy, filling your entire body from your crown chakra down, could be from your feet up through all of your chakras out through the top of your head. I often love to think. Just feel your whole body humming, vibrating with those yummy sparks of joy that you've brought back with you from your memory. Thank you so much. Go do a longer chair of joy. I think I will too. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey, on this year-long journey. And I hope you'll reach out and let me know ways that you are looking to live more joyily, live in a more joyful way. And if you need some support with that, let me know. Thanks so much.